But yes, you guys missed out. That was a call from my mom. Right in the middle of recording, I was like, this video is not meant to happen. It is not meant to happen. So let's just get started. Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today we are going to take a look at how I feel about the Aklex Prime, not 6, but 7 Forma later. Let's take a quick look at the build, and I'll explain myself. I will explain myself, don't worry. So the build that you're currently seeing is what I'm actually using. This build itself only uses 6 Forma, however, one of the builds I'm going to show you later will require 7. So I kind of wanted to have it on hand, just to make sure that I have all of the options for my feels. So we'll see. I'm gonna just shut up and let's talk about the Lex. So the Lex Prime on its own is kind of always known, at least to me, as a bit of a sniper pistol. It's got a good chunky high base damage. It's one of the higher base damages from the automatic pistols. Plus it's got really solid crit stats and really good accuracy. Not the highest accuracy, but one up there. Really kind of all of the original stats kind of meld together to turn into this kind of the sniper pistol variant. So when we got the Aklex Prime, there's a couple things that kind of worked against it. Now, traditionally, whenever a weapon goes akimbo, you get more in the magazine, and you also get a faster fire rate. The only issue with it is the fact that its accuracy goes down and its reload speed goes up. Not up as in faster, but like it takes more time to reload it, which kind of works against the whole Lex property. See, the Lex property was basically really accurate headshots, and that's where it got its damage from. Babers, my cat's sad because I'm not paying attention to him, but I'm gonna make this video come hell or high water. No one's ruining it this time around. So basically what ended up happening was when it went akimbo, it kind of lost a bit of its normal properties, but you got 2 of them, and they kind of look badass. Now, there are going to be some positives and negatives that I'm going to point out, but let's actually play with them so that you see what I'm talking about. Let's do this. So, the main thing that I'm kind of saying about the loss in accuracy and the increase in fire rate is, as I play, I kind of notice that I'm still getting the same amount of headshots as I would at a distance. Whenever enemies are there, I still feel like I'm still getting a good chunk of headshots, as opposed to not landing them because of its quote-unquote lower accuracy. And realistically, when enemies are further away from you, you kind of have you have enough time to kind of gauge them, and grab those headshots. Of course, you can't get headshots from behind on certain Grineer units, so, not the greatest thing. But I still feel like even though it's a loss in accuracy, you can still grab those headshots as long as, you're taking the time to line them up. Now, the one thing that I will note for you is one of the big things that I kind of like better about the Aklex is mainly the increased fire rate and the increased magazine size. See, what I tend to find with a lot of sniper rifles is when shit goes south and you have enemies up in mid and close range, that's when you start having issues using them. So even though it is a trade-off in accuracy and it kind of is counter to what the Aklex is known for, it's also kind of nice to have the option to have a faster fire rate and a larger magazine in order to counteract enemies rushing you. Now, I always kind of laugh because I find it mildly counterintuitive that when a weapon goes, that when enemies get closer to you, combat tends to get more erratic, so it's a little bit harder to get headshots, but I still feel like it's possible. I mean, we did that in under one clip. We did that in under one clip with the Aklex, and I still feel that's pretty good. So while there is a loss in accuracy, I don't feel like the loss in accuracy is all that bad that it's really going to completely wreck your gameplay. Of course, it all comes down to personal preference. If you feel that loss in accuracy is too big for you, stick with the Lex, because really the difference between the two is marginal. It really comes down to preference. One of the other things that I also noticed was the incredibly long reload speed. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. even the Lex had a pretty shitty reload speed. For a magazine of 8, a 2.3 reload speed was kind of hurt. So I would have probably used a reload. I would have probably used a reload mod on that weapon anyway, just because of the fact that I kind of felt like it took a little bit. However, in this case, I'm like, well, 3.0 is just too much. At least for me, I'm going to guarantee use it. Now, the only other thing that, I thought I did the thing. I thought it happened. I guess I didn't. I was like, why is he still shooting? I was like, I'm pretty sure I radial disarmed him, but apparently I did not. Now, the one other thing that I actually paid a lot of attention to as well was exactly how well does this perform as a status weapon, because as you notice, it actually has a 25% status chance, which makes it pretty solid in that department as well. And realistically, to be honest with you, I felt like kind of like both of them, both the pure elemental damage builds and the status variants of it, they kind of weren't too far off performance-wise for me to really be mad at using either one of them. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, they do about the same, they kill enemies in about the same amount of time, and that's the way that you kind of gauge a lot of these status weapons, is time to kill. And I felt that, as you know, depending on the amount of crits that you get and the statuses that proc off of it, you know, because sometimes you can get unlucky and you can just get pure IPS. I felt that both of them kind of performed similarly. They're really not too far off from each other. I mean, sorry. It always ends up at about one clip to take down a 145 corrupted bombard. So regardless of which one you want to do, if you want to use more status or if you want to use more elementals, it really comes down to your own preference. The only thing that I do have to say is, if you're looking for armor stripping, because of the fact that this has a faster fire rate, it becomes a little bit more feasible in status play than the original Lex did, because of, you know, larger magazine, faster fire rate. And as you can see, it's pretty, come on. So there you go. So all in all pretty much in one clip, and I feel like it performs pretty damn well. Now, if you're going to take a look at my build, there is one thing that we're going to talk about, and this is the 7th Forma discussion. I was actually playing around with a couple different mods to see how everything would pan out if you didn't want to use Quick Draw. So let's get back to just these straight up elementals that we were using earlier. Engine rounds. By the way, using the status mods too do kind of help. Okay, let's pause with the status talk real quick. The status mods, really, I'm always going to go for the 90% elementals for the most play, because legitimately, the only reason you're going to use status in this build is to strip off armor from heavy targeted units. And as you can see, it performed pretty well on a level 145 bombard, but realistically, how often are you fighting level 145 bombards? You're going to be fighting everything else up to level 145 bombards more often than you're going to be fighting at that level. So usually, I'm going to take this because of the fact that it's got higher stopping power and it works off of the high base damage of the Aklex over the status variant. Just because you get bigger booms, more stopping power straight out of the gate. That's what I prefer, and approximately the same time to kill. Now, the two mods that I tested, and somebody called me out for this on the previous variation of this video, and I was like, hold on one quick second. We're gonna take a look at this, and let me make sure I didn't fuck that up too. But we're gonna take an ancient healer. So as you can see, I actually swapped out the reload speed mod, because some people are not gonna be compulsive reloaders like I am. So they only reload when it's appropriate, or they only reload, in between gunfights, rather than me, who like reloads between every single enemy I kill. I don't know, I just radial disarmed him. But legitimately, if you take a look, we are dealing, hold on. And then I'm dead. Oh, give me a second. Sorry. We are, let's go invisible real quick. I meant to go invisible. So that was 4,000, or 46, I wrote it down, 46858 because I wanted to make sure. The numbers go by so fast. Usually when I do like the research and playtesting videos, I put it through my editor and I go frame by frame to make sure that I've got the right numbers. But this one I was just going over previous footage. So 46, oh well, and it's dead. Well, that was wrong, but it was 46858 is what we were doing with prime teeted charge. So let's do that one more time so we can see the numbers again. And I actually put this up against 46858. Yes, perfect. And I actually put this up originally against sharpened bullets. It's sharpened something. I know I fucked this up yesterday in the video. I was like, what is this called? LMAO, sharpened bullets. So we're gonna swap. Oh, hold on. We're gonna swap that out for sharpened bullets. And we're gonna test its performance there. But we are gonna swap this out from an ancient healer to a corrupted ancient. It doesn't really make a difference, but I just need to toss a butcher on it so that they don't fight, because it sucks when they fight. Oh, it did not keep. One more time. Oh, this is Rob's professionalism at its best, right? Let's see. Where are you? Where are you, corrupted butcher? There you go. Simulates, and let's just jump right into this real quick. Invisibility is about to break. So let's just knock out this guy and test that out. So, as you can see here, I am zoomed in. That was me zoomed in, and that was 45. So 45, and the big thing about that too is that prime teeted charge provides a little bit more consistency, mainly because of the fact that it's always attached. Mainly because of the fact that it's always attached to every single shot you get, as opposed to sharpened bullets, which only really works zoomed in. 4-5, zoomed in. I'm still zoomed in. That I just zoomed out. So for anyone who was not believing, sharpened bullets versus prime teeted charge. Prime teeted charge is gonna win out on it. And as we all know, corrupted ancients always do not have a weakness towards fire, but they do have a weakness towards corrosive. So that way it's kind of like, oh, okay, since this sharpened bullets is amplifying the corrosive damage, it should technically have the win over it with elemental damage, as opposed to prime heated charge, which provides no bonuses from the fire damage. But that pretty much brings everything to an end. Let's bring it all together with this variation. This is the 7 Forma variation. For those of you guys who do not give a shit about reload, again, it all kind of comes down to your own personal preference. But I do have there you go. But this is kind of like the way that I like to play it, just because I have oh shit moments. And that's kind of like the big thing, my positioning towards it. The Lex Prime is great for people who want to play as a sniper pistol. The Aklex Prime has a little bit of the hybrid variant to it. For me, specifically, I like that because of the fact that it's kind of like, oh shit, I'm getting rushed by enemies. Holy mother of God, I need to be able to like dish out some damage to hold them at bay for at least a little bit, then I can get back to sniper shots. And as I said, I still feel like I'm getting just as many. I might have lost out on 1 or 2 headshots at further distances, but let's be real, we all think we're better at getting headshots than we actually are. And trust me, I learned that the hard way, because I actually did a 72 headshot Riven challenge live on stream, and there were sometimes I was aiming right at that head, and I was like, oh, that's a headshot. That's a head, and it was not a headshot. What the game thinks is a headshot is not necessarily what we think is a headshot. The only way we really know is damage numbers and what's recorded at the end of a mission. So that's how I feel 7 Forma later, and also using it on sorties and during today's stream. So let me know how you guys feel about the Aklex. Are you guys enjoying it? Do you prefer the Lex, which is definitely totally fine. Or do you prefer the Aklex? Let me know in the comments below, but that pretty much does it for for the millionth time that I recorded this video. I'm just rattling it off in my head. I was like, Apollo was all up about to be in this video, trying to fucking ruin it for the 4th time today. Stop! But anyway, as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo body. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!